Hi everybody, this is Liz from 143 Handmade, and I am back with another dephemerember 2022, hosted by 49 Dragonflies and Louise Heinzel. I'm a couple days behind, you know, it's, let's see, I believe it's the 20th, and last one I did was the 15th, so I'm more than a few days behind, but you know what, I'm going to do the best I can. Okay, so packaging an index card booklet. So I have this packaging from a set of stickers that I just recently used. And then I have these index cards, and all I've done is use my Crocodile Big Bite and punch a couple holes. You can see that they're wonky. They're not exactly lined up or anything like that. And to make a little booklet, what I was going to do is lay this on here. And I want the cardstock to extend out just a little bit. You know, create a little bit of a lip. And kind of make it even on the side and the bottom. And then what I'll do is, see, this is a little stylus, and this used to be a teeny tiny stylus, but you can see I've bent it because I was prying on stuff too much. And so now it's a really good, like, scratchy pokey tool. And so what I'm going to do is just go in here and, like, really scratch up this board, and I might actually just be able to cut through it this way. Yep, I totally just did. So, you know, you can just take a push pin would totally work as a pokey tool to get started with. You know, that way you could have just pushed through there with that, and that would work just fine. But this other side that has the little ball tip on it still, I'm just going to run that across the top of my cardstock right here. And I'm going to extend that line out just a little bit, just like, so that way I can match the lip over here. And then I'm just going to kind of freehand. If you have one of the boards, a scoreboard, this would be a great time to pull it out so you get a nice straight line. But really, I find that I can just kind of freehand it a little bit. You can also grab a ruler and, you know, yeah, you can see it's kind of a messy line, but it will help the paper fold better there, and that's what you're really looking for in this situation. And so, actually, I'm going to go ahead and just run those lines all the way over just to make folding easier. I don't care how that side looks, though. And then I'm going to fold this up on both of those lines. They're really close together, so the second one is a little bit fiddly. But that's going to give me this cool little flap. See, after I put the paper in here. Actually, hang on, do it this way. Kind of hold this part flat like it's going to be, you know, hold that flat. And I set it down, and then use my pokey tool again and do the same thing, only to the front. And use these so I don't get them. And there we go. So, you know, and I could totally have used the crocodile. It would have created a prettier hole. You could put brads in there. I'm just showing you a quick and easy base that you can use and then create, and then you can embellish from there. And then you decide how much of this flap do you want to come down over this, because, you know, this is going to sit in here like this. You know, that's going to come over the top. So I'm thinking, you know, just kind of match the space there. So roundabouts in here would be just fine, which, as it turns out, is basically where that is, and that's a much cleaner line for me to cut by, I think. Let me see. I'll hold it up to the light so I can really see what I'm doing here. Okay, just shy of that. So I'm still going to follow this line because it's the straighter line as opposed to my, you know, hand-drawn lines there. And then it's still too wide. So what I'm going to do next is lay it down and then take my tool again, my stylus, and make a little point there, and a little point here where I think this should be. And then hopefully grab a ruler. Hang on 2 seconds. I'm right here, just grabbing the ruler. Didn't go anywhere, didn't go too far. Here I am. Okay. And then lay the ruler on those 2 marks, like so. And run a line down. And so now I have a good solid straight line to cut on to make this nice and even. You know, and of course you can make this as wonky and, you know, or as precise as you want to. It's totally your call. It's your stuff. Oops. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to round these top corners. And then tap those straight again. Set those on the holes. Yep. That all lines up really good. And now I need some cord. Okay, so I've got this little 100% natural hemp cord. And this blue is just jumping off of there, so we're going to go ahead and just use that. And I like to double it. Okay, that end is really like funky. Like I tried to thread it onto something already and it got all, you know, messed up. So I'm going to go ahead and just take it off. Okay, so I like to double it up. And sometimes it's easier to thread the two ends through, and then sometimes, which this was right then, super easy, not always. Other times it's easier to come to this side. Here, I'm going to hold that so I can put a little pressure on these. And fold it really tight. And then thread the looped bit through. Like so. So really just whichever way works for you. There's no right or wrong there. Just trying to get two lengths of it through all of the holes. And I did it basically in 3 different sections, you know. But once you tighten it all up, it really doesn't matter that, you know, how you go through it or whatever. And so make sure it's good and snug on the back. And you know, this is one of those things, you know, we can easily cover up with all kinds of different things. You know, I don't gotta explain to you guys how to cover up paper, how to make it look pretty. You know how to do that. So do that, and you know, you can tie this off however you want to. I am just going to start with just tying a good square knot. That actually looks really kind of cool that way. And you know, I think I'm just gonna leave that long, leave the loop, leave the tails long, and just leave it like that. And that's a cute little index card booklet with some packaging. So there you go, just a super simple one. That was day 16. So thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to subscribe.